marriage and after. But in a few months, his health showed improvement and he recovered to some extent his natural buoyancy of spirit. His happy mother was encouraged to think it might be a good time to arrange his marriage. The boy was now 23 years old. A wife would bring him back to earth. And she was delighted when her son welcomed her suggestion. Perhaps he saw in it the finger of God. Sharada Muni, a little girl of 5, lived in the neighboring village of Jairambati. Even at this age, she had been praying to God to make her character as stainless and fragrant as the white tuberose. Looking at the full moon, she would say, "O God, there are dark spots even on the moon, but make my character spotless." It was she who was selected as the bride for Sri Ramakrishna. The marriage ceremony was duly performed. Such early marriage in India is in the nature of a betrothal, the marriage being consummated when the girl attains puberty. But in this case, the marriage remained forever unconsummated. Sri Ramakrishna lived at Kamarpukur about a year and a half and then returned to Dakshineshwar. Hardly had he crossed the threshold of the Kali temple when he found himself again in the whirlwind. His madness reappeared tenfold. The same meditation and prayer, the same ecstatic moods, the same burning sensation, the same weeping, the same sleeplessness, the same indifference to the body and the outside world, the same divine delirium. He subjected himself to fresh disciplines in order to eradicate greed and lust, the two great impediments to spiritual progress. With a rupee in one hand and some earth in the other, he would reflect on the comparative value of these two for the realization of God, and finding them equally worthless, he would toss them with equal indifference into the Ganges. Women he regarded as the manifestations of the Divine Mother. Never even in a dream did he feel the impulses of lust. And to root out of his mind the idea of caste superiority, he cleaned a pariah's house with his long and neglected hair. When he would sit in meditation, birds would perch on his head and peck in his hair for grains of food. Snakes would crawl over his body, and neither would be aware of the other. Sleep left him altogether. Day and night visions flitted before him. He saw the sannyasi who had previously killed the sinner in him, again coming out of his body, threatening him with the trident and ordering him to concentrate on God. Or the same sannyasi would visit distant places, following a luminous path and bring him reports of what was happening there. Sri Ramakrishna used to say later that in the case of an advanced devotee, the mind itself becomes the Guru, living and moving like an embodied being. Rani Rasmani, the foundress of the temple garden, passed away in 1861. After her death, her son-in-law, Mathur, became the sole executor of the state. He placed himself and his resources at the disposal of Sri Ramakrishna and began to look after his physical comfort. Sri Ramakrishna later spoke of him as one of his 5 suppliers of stores, appointed by the Divine Mother. Whenever a desire arose in his mind, Mathur fulfilled it without hesitation.